call substitute. Gregory Laguta fails to score. Look at the standings now. Australia and Denmark 19 each, Sweden 14, and Russia back on 5.
It could well be a three-way tussle now, Nigel. It's livened up. Absolutely. The medals are all up for grabs, that's for certain. The tapes are up, and Nicky Pedersen's roaring into the first corner. Jonasson initially makes the start. Darcy Ward, terrific in the first corner, gets up the inside. We'll see it again. Just watch Ward out of gate 3. Switches to the inside. Laguta pushes hard there, but down the back straight they go. And Thomas H. Jonsson, he won't be denied this time. He has a really good go. Laguta out of shape, and that allows Pedersen up into 3rd place. But this battle out in front was a terrific race. Best race of the evening so far, and Jonasson and the Swedes will be absolutely delighted with it.
So 5 points behind Australia and Denmark now. Sweden back in this meeting. Russia, of course, still have the opportunity to go for a joker as well, but they are well behind at the moment. They need E.Sayfutdinov to do better than his 2 third places so far. And I can tell you that Peter Ljung in the red helmet colour here for Sweden, who is hoping to transform his fortunes just like Jonasson did, is on a new bike.
Oh, he needs to, if he wants to get amongst if they're going for gold, as I'm sure they want to, they need to get amongst the points. He's been disappointing so far, he's failed to score. We'll be hoping that this second bike's going to be an awful lot more competitive than his first one, but I tell you what, he's got an awfully tough race. Crump and Iversen, particularly Crump, unbeaten. He's reveling in these grippy conditions.
But the Young we've seen in the Grand Prix has been a spoiler, Calvin, hasn't he, so far? He's beaten some big names in the GP.
Yeah, he can get amongst it, but I just sense he just hasn't adapted to the grippy conditions. He's hoping this spare bike is better.
Iversen off the inside in yellow. Artem Laguta goes off gate 2 in blue. Jason Crump gate 3 in white for Australia. Peter Ljung for Sweden off the outside. A reminder, it's level between the men in the white helmet colour, Australia, and the men in the yellow helmet colour, Denmark. 19 points each.
Denmark, I tell you what, they're rejuvenated. What a team they've got. They've got the 2 youngsters coming in. Iversen has turned his fortune around. Bo Swearaband there, the Swedish team manager, will be keeping his fingers crossed now that Peter Ljung can keep the momentum going. But you've got to say that Crump, I sense Crump's really hungry for this title tonight. He wants another World Cup.
Heat number 10, Speedway World Cup final has come to life here in Melilla. Green light on, tapes rise, and it's a great start for the Russian. Artem Laguta has made a good start, but there's Iversen as well. Oh, surely somebody's going to go down.
Stay on! Peter Ljung gets involved and crashes into everybody. Crump gets in the 2nd place and Laguta gets relegated to the back. But Niels Christian Iversen, he takes that opportunity and he fires himself to the front, and he's going great guns there.
Niels Christian Iversen has the lead comfortably ahead of Jason Crump, who's unbeaten so far, remember. Peter Ljung is in 3rd place right now, and trailing at the back, Artem Laguta, but goodness only knows how the riders stayed on the bikes there. It's a miracle how they did that, and Ljung's gone so wide at the back. 3rd place now coming through, Artem Laguta for Russia, but the lead is with Niels Christian Iversen, who's having a fantastic season riding for Denmark in the World Cup, for Kings Lynn in the UK Elite League. He really has been sensational for the Stars so far this season, and Niels Christian Iversen is going to give Denmark a 1-point lead.
Yeah, fabulous ride there for Niels Christian Iversen. He was in the right place in that first corner, and he took full advantage, and he rides a stormer out in front. Crump beaten for the first time tonight. He secures a solid 2 points. Artem Laguta and Peter Ljung. Peter Ljung, he really is having an awful time out there tonight. He got far too wide and he threw that point away, but once again the top 2 teams really going at it. It's nip and tuck out there. It's really building up. It's so competitive between Denmark and Australia.
Here's the results of heat number 10 for you. Niels Christian Iversen, the race winner, with Jason Crump 2nd, Artem Laguta was 3rd. Peter Ljung trailed in last. He's yet to score a point from 3 rides, Peter Ljung. And now Australia 2nd in the rankings. Denmark have 22, Australia 21, Sweden 14, Russia have 6. 10 races gone. We're only 2 away from being guaranteed a result tonight.
Good first corner here. You've got to say that Niels Christian Iversen doesn't make a great start, but he roars into that first corner. Look at that. Peter Ljung and Jason Crump really coming together hard, and how on earth Peter Ljung didn't wipe out Artem Laguta coming out of the first corner. You watch this again. How close is that? Oh my goodness, it very could have got ugly there, but it settles down. Peter Ljung struggling in the conditions, but the boys that weren't struggling in the conditions, It's Niels Christian Iversen.
Well, let's hear from Chris Louis now, down in the pits.
Thanks, Nigel. Yeah, I got race winner Niels Christian Iversen with me. Niels, fantastic race, but it's turning into a two-horse race at the moment, isn't it, with the Australians?
Yeah, but again, you know, we have to keep focused. You know, a couple of jokers, and the other teams are in the game again, and you know, we have to keep focused, banging points.
Yeah, exactly. You've scored 7 points. It is about every team member scoring points. You probably weren't aware of the Dodgems behind you there. Jason Crump, Peter Ljung, Laguta, all hitting each other in the first turn.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see that, but you know, again, as you said, you know, everybody have to do their bit, and you know, we have to keep avoid last place.
Congratulations, well done.
Thanks.
Heat number 11 in the race for the World Cup title. E.Sayfutdinov for Russia off the inside. They're out of contention at the moment. Davey Watt goes off gate number 2 for Australia. Freddie Lindgren off 3. And Mikkel B. Jensen, the talented young Dane, goes off the outside.
And he had a good ride last time. I've got to say, he settled down very nicely, so he won't be out of it. Sayfutdinov, can Davey Watt keep the Aussies in this?
This is heat number 11, and away from the start, it's a good one for Sayfutdinov for Russia. Whipping up the inside now, the red helmet is Fredrik Lindgren, who knows every inch of this track. Super ride from Fats Freddie Lindgren. Sayfutdinov is there again, challenging now, and takes the lead, coming out of turn 4 in the first lap of the race. Sayfutdinov has the lead, second place Lindgren, third is Mikkel B. Jensen. Davey Watt coming back for more, into third place for Australia. Real battle for third developing here.
Yeah, there is. Davey Watt charges up the inside. Mikkel B. Jensen replaces the compliment, gets himself back up into third place. Sayfutdinov there just momentarily got relegated to second place, but he charged round the outside in turns 3 and 4, and he's firing away out in front. Lindgren, that's better for him, but you've got to say, the 17-year-old getting the better of the 34-year-old Aussie out the back. Mikkel B. Jensen doing his country proud, but Sayfutdinov, oh, close now. Mikkel B. Jensen putting Lindgren under pressure.
Absolutely, coming out of turn 4, and the win is for Sayfutdinov. Second place Lindgren, but Jensen lost control there and could so easily have got off the motorbike. And at the back was Davey Watt, and that's a boost for Denmark. They open up a 2-point cushion now. After 11 races here, Denmark, with their team of youngsters, plus Niels Christian Iversen, of course, and Nicky Pedersen back in the side. Well, the Swedes have got to keep chipping away, and E.Sayfutdinov, I'm sure we're going to see him going for double later in this meeting. Heat number 11 then, E.Sayfutdinov, the winner. Freddie Lindgren was second, Mikkel B. Jensen was third, Davey Watt at the back. Let's take a look at what it means now after 11 heats here. And it means that Denmark are on 23, Australia 21, Sweden 16, Russia 9, and that is the first race of the night where Australia have run a last place.
Yeah, he had a hard race there, Davey Watt, and it really was a battle. Sayfutdinov and Freddie Lindgren really did go at it early on here. Lindgren rides a really good first corner, but look at Sayfutdinov. He then charges round the outside and gets himself to the front. This is a battle between Davey Watt and Mikkel B. Jensen. Mikkel B. Jensen, Swedish delight, switches back to the inside, but the young Russian Sayfutdinov was terrific out in front there. Got to say that he really did work hard for that. Lindgren comes under pressure late on from Mikkel B. Jensen from Denmark, but Sayfutdinov good.
Let's hear from Chris.
Hi, Nigel. Yeah, down here in pit lane, and I can tell you this Danish team really are riding with great confidence. I haven't seen a confidence from a Danish team like this really since the teams of Hans Nielsen, Tommy Knudsen, Erik Gundersen and those guys, and they're sharing every little bit of information between each race. Fantastic stuff from them.
Cheers, Chris. Down in the pits, in the thick of the action, Chris Louis, our man tonight. Heat number 12 coming up here now, and a 2-point gap between Denmark and Australia. And for Denmark here, Michael Jensen is in the yellow helmet colour, a Malilla rider here, or a Dakar rider, I should say, here in Malilla. And here's the gate positions for you. Michael Jensen off the inside in yellow. Grigory Laguta for Russia goes off gate number 2. Chris Holder for Australia goes off gate 3. And Andreas Jonsson, who will remind you, got 6 big points on his last outing, goes off the outside.
Well, AJ's unbeaten so far, so he needs to keep that going here if he wants to give the Swedes any chance at all tonight. They are having a really tough time. Michael Jensen on the inside was terrific last time. He's so fast out there, he's reveling in these conditions. But this is a great lineup because Chris Holder also is extremely quick, so competitive. And you've got to say that the Aussies will want to try and do something here. They need to get the better of Michael Jensen on the inside.
Yep, absolutely. Heat number 12 coming up here. Glad to say that the rain has stayed away. And we're building up to another important race in this World Cup final. Jensen in yellow for Denmark. The man in white is Chris Holder for Team Australia, and that's a super ride from Chris Holder. He's going high and wide into the dirt. Jonsson can't get through. He can now. He's got the better of Jensen, and this would put Australia back on level terms with Denmark. And Jensen in danger of going to the back. Holder has the lead. Jonsson second for Sweden. Jensen is third. Watch out for Grigory Laguta for Russia here in blue, charging through. And the danger at the back.
Yeah, unbelievable stuff. Holder there really charging hard in front. Laguta once again swaps in front. Michael Jensen comes from nowhere into second place. Laguta around the outside, just gets back there. Gotta say, it's neck and neck down the back straight with Laguta slamming the door shut. Jonsson unbeaten so far, he's out the back. But Chris Holder flying out in front.
Chris Holder looking superb. Laguta is second for Russia. Watch out for Jensen up the inside. Denmark have sneaked through into second.
Laguta slams the door shut, charges up the inside, steals that second place away. Tough Speedway there, no question. World Cup Speedway, it's tough.
Well, Jensen and Laguta, they trade an exchange which made interesting viewing there. But Chris Holder, well, what a fantastic display for Australia from Chris Holder. Absolutely majestic there. And it really does give the Australian side a fantastic position now with 24 level with Denmark. Holder the winner, Laguta second, Michael Jensen was third, Andreas Jonsson trailed in last for the host nation there. And now let's just confirm the scoreline for you. Locked level, Australia and Denmark on 24 each, Sweden 16, Russia have 11. We've completed 12 heats, and whatever happens with the weather from here on, we are going to have new World Cup winners crowned here in Manila tonight, Kelvin.
We are indeed. The Poles, of course, didn't qualify, so that was going to be the case. But you've got to say, Chris Holder, absolutely fantastic out in front. He's sharp away from the start. This time, Michael Jensen doesn't make a good start, and he finds it difficult here. But this was such a tough race. Andreas Jonsson initially nicely into second place, but he fails to score. It's so tight because Grigory Laguta comes steaming in as a spoiler here and really makes it hard work for the two Scandinavian teams. Look at this. Andreas Jonsson in second place here. Here comes Laguta charging up the inside, swoops straight across in front of them, and that allows Jensen into the picture, but not for long because Laguta comes charging back up the inside. Jensen does remarkably well just to stay upright. Holder's out of the picture. He's steamed to a really useful 3 points, and Laguta does the Aussies a favour. It's 24 points all.
This World Cup Speedway final here in Manila is beautifully poised. 12 races gone, 8 to go to decide the new world champions of Speedway. Join us for heat number 13 in a few moments.
If anyone doubted just how much winning the Speedway World Cup means, take a look at this for commitment from these 4 riders in the last heat. The Russians are coming and pushing and shoving. Remarkable Speedway indeed as they swap paint. It's Speedway, but not as we know it. As we've heard already earlier on from Nigel Pearson, our commentator. Tactics being worked out at the moment. But I can tell you, the 2 top teams, the favourites going into tonight, are level pegging on 24 points. Sweden trying to recover as best they can, only on 16 at the moment, but Russia now boosted up on 11 points at this moment in time. Incredible Speedway. Didn't think we were going to get it as good as we are getting it here in Manila tonight. Let's go down to the pit stand because Chris Louis has got Mark Lemon, the Australian team manager, with him.
Mark, 8 heats to go and it's all level with Denmark. I think it's probably what you expected before we got going tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I expected a bit more resistance from Sweden as well, but you know, we knew the Danes, obviously with the having the playoff and the track time on Thursday, it's probably played into their hands a little bit. So it's caught a few of our riders slightly out, but I'm happy with the boys. Davey's got to raise the bar a little, but I think as far as the World Championship team event, it's going okay.
You have to be pleased with the way Darcy Ward has responded, coming back from injury as well.
Oh, absolutely. You know, like he's gone out there and a couple of great results. He hasn't quite made a start, but then Darcy's never been the best of starters. So he's slowly getting in the groove, I think. And obviously we needed a big half from from everybody really, but they're quietly going about their business, and I think they've changed somewhat. They were more like, woohoo, you're here before, but now they're pretty focused, and they're not celebrating just yet.
Good luck with the rest of the meeting. Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
Well, most of the Australians, of course, we all know here on Sky Sports, but as far as the Danes were concerned, they fielded a different, field this year, and Michael Jensen has been going really quick.
Michael Jensen, your first World Cup final. How's the experience so far?
I think it's quite good. The team is working really, really good together. We were making some good racing. We're together in the pit to update each other on the track. The track is changing a lot. The gates is so important, but riders is making few mistakes. So if you are quick on that one, you can pass too. So I think for the public, it's really good racing.
As a team, to have a whole week together and riding in your third meeting, does that help? Does that give you a slight advantage being on track more?
I don't know. We bring in Nicky on Thursday, but I think for us it was really, really good because we have a few new riders, and for the experience, it's quite good to get the meeting extra. Yeah.
And we know the team works very well together. You've had another team meeting now. What have you said?
Yeah, but the thing is, we're just helping each other with the setups, keep each other informed on the track, just give each other a smile and make the racing better.
You mentioned the track, a track you know very well. How is it out there, condition-wise?
Never raced on the track like this, but yeah, Speedway, the gates is really important, but riders is making a lot of mistakes, so we just have to be quick. We can change the lines. I think on the last one I should have dropped the bike and coming out of the corner, because then I got 2 points, but maybe the bike wouldn't be available to ride then.
A long way to go. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
As they come to the tapes one more time, well, good point made there. The Danes have been out 3 times this week. The Swedes, this is their first time in racing circumstances and difficult circumstances. They are out on that heavy old Malilla track at the moment. Let's get back to Kelvin and Nigel.
So heat number 13 coming up, and it's level between Australia and Denmark, and it appears as though...
Yeah, we've got Lindgren. Lindgren's come in for Peter Ljung here, Nige. And it's a change. Obviously, this Peter Ljung is having a really difficult evening, but they're hoping that Lindgren can come in and pick up some vital points.
Tactical substitute for Sweden. Going off the inside here is Mikkel B. Jensen for the Danes. Roman Povazhny for Russia off gate 2 in blue. Fredrik Lindgren, tactical sub, goes off gate 3 for the pointless Peter Ljung. And Chris Holder going off the outside in the white helmet colour. This is heat 13, and it is set up beautifully here, Kelvin.
It is. Freddie Lindgren, he was a little bit better last time, but still finding it difficult out there. Holder, back-to-back races. He was terrific last time out, but he's got gate 4 this time.
It's a long way to that first turn. This is heat number 13. Oh, surely the red lights are on. They are indeed. And the rider in blue there, Roman Povazhny, quite clearly moving. And now, Craig Ackroyd surely will have to have a word with the Russian team about a warning for them.
We'll see it again, clearly now they're on gate 2. Roman Povazhny impatient and jumping at the start. Plenty of track preparation. I suggest they've actually made the track a bit slicker, Nige. Got to say that looking in the middle of the track to the outside of the track, it's quite a lot more. They've moved quite a lot of the material away. Could well be better racing now. All 4 back in, no surprise there. Povazhny just a little bit too eager.
Mikkel B. Jensen running across to take a look at his starting position here. Every race vital now here in this World Cup final, because it's level between Australia and Denmark, with Sweden on 16 points, with Fredrik Lindgren coming in here, and Chris Louis is down in the pits with Jason Crump.
Thanks, yeah, down here with Jason. Jason, a lot of nerves out there. We've seen so much movement at the start tonight. It means so much to all these teams.
Yeah, but you know, half the time the guy who's moving gets messed up, so the ref should just let it go. It's only if he gets an advantage they should pull it back, I reckon.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I was speaking with referee Craig Ackroyd before tonight, and he said he was going to be particularly watching the starts, and he didn't want anybody to gain an advantage. So I think he's probably being fair there. He has pulled every single one of them back.
Yeah, well, as long as he keeps doing it every time, then you can't fault him, can you?
You've got to, I was talking to Mark Lemon, you've got a good focus in the side. You guys were pretty relaxed, usual sort of party atmosphere before the meeting, but it's getting intense now, and you're keeping your focus.
Yeah, we have to, Chris. It's, you know, we're coming to the business end, and we've come this far. We've done really well. We're still in it. You know, we want to push to the end and see where we end up.
Good luck. Thanks, Jason.
Thanks, mate.
Well, let's just talk about that, Kelvin, because it's a relevant point. We see the man in blue here moving at the start. Jason was saying if you punish yourself, then the race should be allowed to continue. Now, Craig Ackroyd is quite clearly trying to be consistent, and if anybody moves, whatever the outcome, he's pulling them back. But there is an argument that if you jump at the start and you come away last into the first turn, the race should be allowed to continue. What are your thoughts?
Well, I agree with that, but Craig Ackroyd's just been a little bit too keen to put the red light on, so he's not actually allowing that part of the race to develop to see we see that. We're back for the restart here once again. Mikkel B. Jensen had a good look around there, plenty of gardening going on the inside gate. It looks like he's going to line up very close to gate 2, and it'll be interesting to see if the start marshal with his checkered flag jacket on will allow him to start from there. Povazhny coming out of gate 2 in blue.
So heat number 13 coming up here now then, the second time of asking. It's Mikkel B. Jensen off the inside in yellow, Roman Povazhny gate 2 in blue. Fredrik Lindgren, the tactical substitute for Sweden, off gate number 3. He's not on a joker, they've already played that. So any points he scores here will be the standard 3 for a win, 2 for second, 1 for third, and none for last. And Chris Holder goes off the outside in white for Australia. Very, very close.
Yeah.
24 points apiece and pressure on each and every race.
Absolutely, Nigel. There's no question about the pressure, but I just suggest that the Australians on paper here are favourites. Mikkel B. Jensen on the inside from Denmark. Very inexperienced at 17 years old. Holder looking good.
Heat number 13 it is. We remind you, Poland are not here tonight. They've won it for the last 3 years, and Lindgren's made a good start in red. Freddie Lindgren has that lead. Jensen comes through as well, and Chris Holder's at the back at the moment for Australia. Lindgren has the lead. Second place is Jensen. Chris Holder is going to have to do it the hard way in yellow here. He comes high and wide around the outside.
Oh.
We've got a race on here now.
Holder having to work really hard and not quite as much grip. Finally does Holder get into third place. Yeah, Lindgren coming in as a tactical substitute, doing the business out in front. Here comes Holder! Oh, thought for a moment he was going to get a second place. Povazhny's back up into third. Holder back up the inside. Look at Mikkel B. Jensen going second.
Well, the lead here is with fast Freddie Lindgren for Sweden. Mikkel B. Jensen second.
Oh!
Chris Holder is really pushing hard, and Jensen right up Lindgren's exhaust pipe.
Gonna do it!
The inside.
Oh!
Down the back straight.
Brilliant.
Sensational ride from Mikkel B. Jensen of Denmark. Mikkel B. Jensen and now Lindgren.
Oh! Fabulous ride there from Freddie Lindgren. Got to give an awful lot of respect to Mikkel B. Jensen, who really did charge so hard. Holder, unbelievably, he was having a tussle with Roman Povazhny, but track conditions where they graded all that heavy stuff off on the inside, the riders really put on a show there.
Well, that result, with Lindgren pipping Jensen to the post, is good for the Australians, because there could so easily have been a 2-point gap opened up after that race. As it is, it's 1. Here's the result. Freddie Lindgren the winner, Mikkel B. Jensen second, Chris Holder was third, Roman Povazhny trailing in last there after a real battle between all 4 riders. Great speedway in heat number 13. Denmark retake the lead on 26, Australia 25, Sweden 19, and Russia have 11. And now Lindgren's come good. Makes it interesting for them as well.
Yeah, that was a much improved performance, but I suggest that the track conditions played a huge part here. All of a sudden, riders not getting out of shape so much, being able to concentrate on just racing the opposition. Lindgren down the back straight early doors, Holder's out the back. He really did find it difficult coming from the outside. A little bit greasy out there, and you've got to say he found it difficult to land the drive. The ride here, Nige, it's Mikkel B. Jensen at 17. He rides an absolute masterclass here. Very nearly gets himself to the front. Look at this stuff here. Absolutely sensational stuff. Freddie Lindgren then chopping back to the inside, coming out of the last corner, and he just steals that race win away. Super stuff.
Freddie didn't want to be beaten on his own track, did he?
No way, not by a 17-year-old debut. No question at all. Pride at stake there.
Heat 14 coming up. Davy Watt is Australian's representative. Michael Jepsen Jensen is Denmark's representative, and they're right next to each other on the starting grid here. This is heat number 14. And let's take a look at the lineup for you now. Off the inside for Sweden is Thomas H. Jonasson. Michael Jepsen Jensen for Denmark off gate 2. Davy Watt gate 3 in white. Artem Laguta goes off the outside for Russia, so the Danes in yellow and the Australians in white, right next to each other on the grid.
Yeah, it's going to be a tussle going into that first corner, because that Thomas H. Jonasson, you know, he's not shy going in there. He's going to be giving it everything. Michael Jensen, we spoke to him just a little bit earlier. He is a very calm, collected customer, no question about that. Davey Watt, he's under pressure, failed to score last time.
Heat number 14, 1 point between Denmark and Australia, and the tapes went up very quickly there. Jensen's made a super start for Denmark. Watt's going to try the inside line. Davey Watt now in second, but watch out for the Russian Laguta coming through into second place now. And Davey Watt's under serious pressure for Australia. The lead is with Jensen, and Jonasson is coming hard for Sweden as well to get the better of Davey Watt. As it stands at the moment then, a 2-point gap between them here in this race. It would be a 3-point gap between Denmark and Australia, and Davey Watt has to hold on to third. Jonasson's come through.
Jonasson up the inside. Davey Watt now chops back to the inside, charges back into third, desperate to hang on to third place, no question. Michael Jensen, what a rider he is, looking great out in front, really fast, but the battle for third place, that's still going on. Jonsson nearly into the back of Watt.
Well, the lead is with Jensen for Denmark. He's a home rider for Dakana here, and Malilla in the Swedish league. Jensen wins the race. Second place for Russia was Laguta, and Davey Watt hangs on for third in white. And now, coming up to Heat 15, they need Darcy Ward and Jason Crump in Heats 15 and 16 to deliver the goods, Australia. Could we be seeing a sensational Danish victory here tonight? But still, 6 races to decide the World Cup champions.
Yeah, this is quite sensational. You've got to say that the performance on Thursday was a really good one. Started on Saturday last week in Bydgoszcz, but Jensen, well, he is now a superstar. He is brilliant.
He really has propelled himself right to the forefront of World Speedway in this World Cup. Denmark now have 29, Australia 26, 3-point gap, 19 for Sweden, 13 for Russia now. And Michael Jensen, what a sensational talent he is.
He is, you know, he missed the start last time in his previous race and found it difficult, but he bounced back. Such a calm, cool customer, and he comes charging out of gate 2, fires himself to the front, up the banking, around the outside. Laguta follows him through. Davey Watt there charging hard, but he can't get past Artem Laguta, and then he has a race-long battle with Thomas H. Jonasson, and it really was nip and tuck right to the checkered flag. The young Swede there really put him under pressure.
Let's hear from Chris Louis.
Thanks, RJ. Down here with Michael. A debutant in the World Cup final, but having a fantastic meeting.
Yeah, it's quite good. It's fantastic racing, but gates is so important. I have had 2 heats where I made fantastic first corner. This one was just brilliant gate. Makes everything easier, yeah.
2 youngsters in the team, yourself, Mikkel B. Jensen, and it must be great riding with riders like Nicky Pedersen.
Yeah, it's awesome. Mikkel and I have been racing since I was 7 years old, so we know each other and are some of the best friends. So we keep each other a little bit up so we can go out and make the points.
Congratulations, well done.
Thank you, mate.
Up to heat number 15 here.
Been riding since he was 7 years old, Nigel. That's so significant. No wonder he knows how to ride the motorbike.
Absolutely right. We've got Fredrik Lindgren for Sweden here. Once again now, when we saw that impressive ride last time out where he really had that battle as a tactical substitute with Mikkel B. Jensen. Heat 15 coming up. This is so tight. Denmark have a 3-point cushion. We'll remind you that if Australia slip another 3 points behind, they could be in joker territory, but they'll be desperate to avoid that. They want to keep it tight right the way to the end.
Absolutely. Darcy Ward, he's been charging hard. He's had a pretty strong night. He's had 3 second places. So he's well and truly involved here. Needs to try and get a good start here out of the inside, because Niels Christian Iversen, he's been in top form this week so far.
Top form all season so far, Niels Christian Iversen. Nicky Pedersen, he's out in heat number 16 in yellow. Jonsson, E.Sayfutdinov, Crump and Pedersen, heat 16.
Reasonable lineup.
Not bad.
Not bad. Not bad at all. Tell you what, this World Cup is warming up nicely. Track conditions have really improved. It's super that the rain has gone away, and it looks like we're going to go right down to heat 20.
Absolutely, we're going all the way here in Manila tonight. This is heat number 15. It's very tense. It's very close. Who emerges? Lindgren's made a good start, but so has Darcy Ward in white. Now Iversen up the inside, and also for Russia, Laguta is there in blue. Darcy Ward round the outside. Niels Christian Iversen up the inside. Smart move by Iversen, takes Ward wide. Ward goes to the fence. This is very, very close, and now Lindgren into second place. What a race we've got on here in the World Cup. And now it's the man in front, Niels Christian Iversen. Lindgren second, Darcy Ward third.
Darcy Ward so wide there, just went a bit too wide, and that allowed Niels Christian Iversen. Lindgren up the inside, smart move. Lindgren knows his place so well. He's chopped back to the inside. Iversen now down the back straight, neck and neck as they go into turn 3. Ward's round the outside. 3 abreast as they come out of turn 4. Iversen finally now hitting the front. Super Speedway.
3 riders really going for into the last lap of heat number 15. If it stays like this, Denmark will have a 5-point cushion on Australia. Ward is going to try and come round the outside of Lindgren. The win is for Iversen. Second place Lindgren. Ward was third. What a ride from Niels Christian Iversen for Denmark. That was great speedway in heat 15.
Yeah.
And Denmark have a 5-point lead. One more and Australia can use a joker.
Yeah, Niels Christian Iversen rode a stormer there, no question about that. He was absolutely fantastic, came under immense pressure at times from Lindgren and Darcy Ward, but you've got to say he resisted the challenge there and he just kept the throttle wide open. A huge 3 points for the Danish team.
Iversen the winner with Fredrik Lindgren second for Sweden. Darcy Ward was third. Grigory Laguta at the back for Russia. This is what it means now. Denmark 32, Australia 27, Sweden 21, Russia 13. And it means that Denmark have a 5-point cushion with 5 races to go.
Yeah.
And if Nicky Pedersen beats Jason Crump in the next race, it means that Australia can use a joker immediately.
In heat 17, yeah, it could very well be the case. Darcy Ward there makes a good start off the inside, runs up the bank, and Laguta, and then Niels Christian Iversen. Oh, he's got some speed, and he comes charging up the inside and fires himself to the front. Freddie Lindgren, a smart move a little bit later in the race, gets himself there, but he can't stay there. Iversen then generates so much speed, roaring off the outside, and he stays out in front.
Down in the pits is our man Chris Louis.
Thanks, Nigel. I'm just waiting to be joined by Niels Christian Iversen. He's now coming. Niels, what a fantastic race. I mean, such a great move up the inside, down the back straight, past Darcy Ward, and then Freddie Lindgren almost got past.
Yeah, happened so quick, you know, but yeah, I knew it was Laguta. He was coming inside, and you know what he's going to do. You know, he's a hard rider. You know, he's going to take them to the fence, and I thought I got to go on the inside of him, so that's what I did. It's a difficult track to defend on. I mean, you were choosing to ride on an outside line to start with, but then you left a big hole up the inside. Yeah, it's there's so many lines in the track. You know, if you have some speed, you can go on the inside. You know, you can go outside. So it is hard to cover the whole track, but you know, as soon as I got some air, then I could ride the wide line and build some speed up. Great stuff. Well done. Thanks, Niels.
What a lineup for heat 16. Andreas Jonsson, Nicky Pedersen, E.Sayfutdinov and Jason Crump here in this race. A reminder that Australia are 5 points behind Denmark. Denmark are in the yellow helmet. Australia are in the white helmet. And it is setting it up here for a grandstand finish here in Crump tonight.
Crump's got to do something special now. Coming from the outside, we've seen that so difficult in this last round of races. Pedersen for the Danes coming out of gate 2. Jonsson was disappointing last time. The concentration now.
4 Grand Prix riders about to do battle, and Nicky Pedersen has got the jump out of the start. He has the lead. E.Sayfutdinov now comes up the inside. What a move that was by the Russian. Here comes Nicky Pedersen up the inside now. There could be fireworks here in heat number 16. The lead is with E.Sayfutdinov. Pedersen is second, Crump is third. If it stays like this, Australia can use a joker because they will be 6 points behind with 4 races to go.
Yeah, that would definitely happen. I suggest that he'll go into heat 17. Jason Crump looking around him, he doesn't quite know where Andreas Jonsson is. Nicky Pedersen charging hard, E.Sayfutdinov rode a great first corner. Pedersen! Oh, nearly clashing going into turn 3. We got 1 lap to go. Pedersen and E.Sayfutdinov out in front, going at it.
Nicky's looked over his shoulder. He knows they could do with an extra point here. Pedersen is looking over, and Crump is holding a 3rd place here ahead of Jonsson. And Nicky's looking over his shoulder and slowing up. He's trying to let Crump. Oh, they've avoided the joker.
Oh, that's really clever. Tell you what, if he really meant that, that was a very smart move. They
Crump's
can't
got
play.
it. Crump, he's got it that he's finished second there.
But he knows that he can't play the joker. That's a clever move from Nicky Pedersen. They must have talked about that before the race started.
Nicky Pedersen deliberately slowed up. He started looking halfway down the back straight of the last lap.
Do you know, Nigel, I thought he was having a problem with his motorbike, but he comes out of the corner. That wasn't the case. He rolls the throttle off, and Crump can't react quickly enough. And there he comes through in third place, Nicky Pedersen, and that keeps the gap to 5 points.
And the Danes congratulate their man for deliberately dropping a point here. Tactics playing their part. Can't say I think it's particularly impressive that a team can be congratulated for dropping a point, but it's rules, and Nicky Pedersen rode intelligently there. E.Sayfutdinov the winner, Crump was second, and now that means that the 5-point gap is reduced. It's now Denmark on 33 points, Australia 29 now, Sweden on 21, and Denmark have a 4-point cushion going into the last 4 heats. Drama here in Manila.
Absolutely, this was incredible stuff. You've got to say Nicky Pedersen rides very intelligently coming out of the last corner. E.Sayfutdinov initially up the inside does a grand job, and he picks up a fine win, and the Russians, you know, he's charging hard. He's looking really good. 4 Grand Prix riders here. Crump charging away in third place, trying to hunt down Pedersen. But this last corner could very well, by dropping a point, could actually see them through to being World Cup winners on the night. That's incredible.
4 races to go. He's a clever man, Nicky Pedersen. He knew exactly what he was doing. We've got 4 heats to decide who will become the new World Cup Speedway champions. Don't go away.
What a World Cup final we're having here live in Manila. Will Nicky Pedersen's tactics have broken Australian hearts, or will he have broken the rules? That's going to be the question. Nicky Pedersen then made himself finish third, so Australia couldn't pay the joker. Well, it certainly amused him, that's for sure. Let's take a look at the score so far. Denmark 33, sorry. They're not the requisite 6 points in front of Australia, so Australia cannot play their joker. They're on 29, 21 for Sweden. Russia is on 16. Sam Amalenko.
Yes, sir.
A lot to talk about here. Let's talk about, first of all, he rolled the throttle, tricked Jason Crump, finished third, but he wasn't attempting to race. Now, there is a rule somewhere in the FIM rule book, somewhere in the back of my mind, that says all riders must be attempting to race.
Yeah, they're very clever. I mean, they knew where they wanted to position themselves to make sure that there's no way that, you know, Australia will be in that position to get that. Nicky was weighing it all up as he was going. He put a big charge on ML at the beginning of that, then backed off there.
That with the joker being as tactical as it is, Sam,
yeah,
you know, why can't a rider add his own tactics to the whole thing?
You know what, we've seen some peculiar things in these World Cup meetings with riders not finishing races, referees awarding it, and so forth like that. So at the end of the day, if there's going to be a warning or whatever, they're going to get away with it, I think, because it's in the record book now that he's done it.
Let's go down to the pits then and see what the Danish team manager, Anders Sescher, makes of all of that with Chris Louis.
And as Denmark in the lead, you're not able to play a joker, but a very tactical ride in the last one from Nicky Pedersen.
Yeah, it's very good, and it was a tactical maneuver that he shouldn't finish in front of Australia there.
You've shown the faith in the youngsters with Michael Jensen and Mikkel B. Jensen, and it's certainly paying dividends for you.
They are amazing. It's lovely.
You have to be very proud of them. They're riding with such confidence for young lads.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the future because they're just so good.
Good luck with the rest of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Got to say, Sam, that to ride on a track as difficult as this one has been, Nicky Pedersen showing not only his World Championship skill that is undoubted, but also that he's a thinking man. He got it all covered, and he really did trick fellow 3-time World Champion Jason Crump. He threw him a complete dummy.
It's the worst thing in the world, you know, when somebody pulls something like that on you. But at the end of the day, it's a team effort from Denmark. They've really worked every inch of every way to make it happen. And Anders instructed him, saying, make sure that Australia you know, doesn't finish in front of you and you'll have a chance.
He does not, even the back of his head doesn't look happy to me.
You know what, this is a world championship, you know, whatever it takes to win. I mean, Chris alluded on the fact that this is like the old Danish squad that we used to race against. This is the kind of tactics that were going on way back then as well.
Got to do something with this. The lead is 4 points, obviously, for Denmark and Australia. Davey Watt perhaps not having a great day at the moment. They've got to start looking at substitutions, Australia, to make this work. We're into that segment of the meeting now where Heat 17 is the worst 4 scores, Heat 18 the next worst 4 scores, and so on until we get the top guys out in Heat 20. This is a very difficult part of the series to manage, but you can still make substitutions, can you?
That's right. I mean, you can only do that if you're 6 points behind, and it's eligible because they've already played the Joker once, and you can only do a tactical ride after 1 Joker play. So it's down to the riders now to go out there and do the best job they possibly can. As you said, Davey Watt's having a real hard time out on the racetrack, and if he can have a good one in this race, then you know it could hopefully bring you know, Australia closer.
Okay, right, look at the Heat 17, 18, 19 and 20. Sam, who do you fancy for this? I've got to say, Heat 17.
It doesn't look good for Australia. I think ML's on fire at the moment. So I'd say, you know, the Denmark clans are definitely going to be putting the pressure on him, but ML looks favourite in that one.
E.Sayfutdinov then on a Joker ride this next time out. Certainly going to be boosting Russia's hopes, and Mark Lemon there, I mean, he is talking with team captain Jason Crump, of course, on the left. Got to say that Russia could pinch a bronze medal from Sweden here if they manage to pull this off.
Absolutely, absolutely. You got to go for it, and that's exactly what ML is going to go out there and do right now, and hopefully get those 6 points. And as you said, you know, they're only 5 points behind Sweden, and they got to make sure that this counts.
Well, that will be just a nightmare as far as home fans here at Manila in Sweden are concerned. Let's go back then to Kelvin and Nigel, where they should have their breath back by now.
Yeah, drama and controversy, all part and parcel of World Cup Speedway. E.Sayfutdinov in blue here. The man originally scheduled, Roman Povazhny, replaced as a tactical substitution by E.Sayfutdinov and a Joker ride for Russia. Whatever happens, the talk about that tactical move by Nicky Pedersen in Heat 16 will go on long into the night.
Without a doubt. We can talk about it. There are 2 places it could be deemed as dangerous riding. In actual fact, rider's not aware the rider is purposely slowing down, but as you rightly say, we can chat about that all night long. Right now, Sayfutdinov, I tell you what, he will be a spoiler here. This is crucial time, 4 points in it between the Aussie and the Michael B. Jensen.
So heat number 17, drama here in Manila, and the World Cup still to be decided, but Denmark have a 4-point cushion with 4 heats to go. Michael B. Jensen off the inside then for Denmark. Davey Watt goes off gate number 2, needs a great ride here from Davey Watt. Peter Ljung for Sweden goes off gate number 3. E.Sayfutdinov going off the outside here. This is heat number 17 of the Monster Energy Speedway World Cup final here in Manila, Sweden. Plenty of great racing and drama as well in that heat number 16. We're up to heat 17 now. Who will emerge from the tapes going into that first turn? It's a great start from the man in red, Peter Ljung. Where has he found that from? Second place here is Jensen. Oh, Ljung's gone wide and Jensen's taken the lead now. Coming through is Sayfutdinov in blue, and Davey Watt is the man at the back now. You can be sure that as things stand, Australia will be looking towards the Joker. Davey Watt may even deliberately stay at the back now, Kelvin.
Michael B. Jensen possibly now fires himself back to the front. Sayfutdinov chops back to the inside. Davey Watt's in 3rd place. Sayfutdinov once again just about getting there. Michael B. Jensen switches back to the inside. Wheels in line. He's out in front again. Oh, fabulous Speedway out in front.
As it stands, this would be a 6-point gap, and we're in Joker territory again. Sayfutdinov goes wide. 2 young guns going for him big time here. Jensen looks over his shoulder to see where Watt is. Jensen
They're doing it again! They're doing it again, Nigel. They just desperately don't want to make sure that the Aussies...
Oh, Davey Watt, this is a farce! This is a farce! Davey Watt has now allowed Peter Ljung through for 3rd place. And this is now, unfortunately, where the Joker rule is backfiring and sadly making the sport look a little bit of a farce in heat number 17. Maybe those comments are a little bit outspoken, but you have to say they were looking for each other to drop points. Look, watch this, Cal.
Oh, yeah, Michael B. Jensen, they're desperately trying to slow the bike down, but Davey Watt reads it. They don't get caught out for the 2nd time. Watt's out the back. Very disappointing not to see riders go into the going to the checkered flag. Peter Ljung snatches third place with Watt out the back. But yeah, may well be technical stuff, but you'd like to think the 4 riders are going to race for 4 laps.
6 points for E.Sayfutdinov. Well, we didn't give him the credit he deserved there, did we?
Well, but Nigel, he had a rider that didn't want to win the race.
And Mikkel B. Jensen was second. Third was Peter Ljung there, and Davey Watt trailed in at the back. So, this is what it means now after heat number 17. Denmark are on 35 points. Australia are on 29, and they can now use the Joker. And it means that this World Cup is still very much alive, because if they can get 6 big points here, Australia, on the Joker, they're right back in it in the latter stages of the meeting.
Yeah, E.Sayfutdinov makes a really good effort here, but the whole big talking point about this race is not about a rider that was going for the 6 points. It's about a rider trying to drop points. And as they come out of the last corner, look at Mikkel B. Jensen looking all over the place for at least 2 laps. He's so fast, he could have comfortably have won this race, but the rider in second place there doesn't want to win the race. He wants to make sure that he keeps the gap to less than 6 points. To the Australians, it backfires in this case, and the Joker can now be played by the Aussies.
Chris Holder going for double. Now we're going to see a rider really going for the win.
About time. About time. This will
have to be discussed during the winter.
Absolutely. But there's no question that Holder is going to be going for it this time. Last time was disappointing, but I tell you what, Holder's a racer, and he's going to be desperate to get them 6 points.
So, a massive race coming up which could decide the World Cup. Chris Holder is going for double points in the white helmet colour. Desperate to get 6 big points here for Australia and propel themselves right back into contention with 2 heats to come after this. And it could well mean that this World Cup final can yet go right down to the wire, Kelv.
Well, I sincerely hope so. It's been exciting. Don't feel comfortable with what I've been seeing here this evening so far, so
let's hear from Mark Lemon now, the Aussie team manager, with Chris.
Thanks, Nigel. Mark, these riders, they need to be mathematicians as well as they're coming down to the finish line with the Joker fast as it is at the moment.
Yeah, I think Dave had a bike problem. I'm not sure on that last turn, but yeah, it's very technical, you know, and you got to be on the case. And obviously the Danes, they were pretty sharp. Anders got that one worked out before with Jason, but it was one of those things I didn't speak to Jason about it. I generally thought possibly he would do it. He didn't. Probably was a bad call by myself being off gate 4 with Nicky on the inside, but it's done now, and we've reversed the role. But obviously now we need Chris to really pull it off.
Yeah, this is a big race for you. Good luck.
Yeah, this is the crunch one.
Thanks.
Massive race coming up. No doubt, if you have tactical rules like the Joker, then riders can ride tactically. It's part and parcel of Speedway, and heat number 18 is coming up, and it just adds to the drama here. And it means now that Chris Holder's got to beat his great rival, his bitter rival, Nicky Pedersen. Laguta off the inside, Nicky Pedersen off 2. Chris Holder going for double points. Massive race coming up, and Laguta is the Russian rider here in the blue helmet colour. Jason Crump and Niels Christian Iversen, great rivals, but they compare notes. Well, and this is heat number 18.
Talking points, you've got to say that we see it in Team Speedway, of course. You know, team riding, blocking the opposition, so we do see it, but I can't say I'm comfortable with riders slowing down, going to the checkered flag. We won't see it now. Nicky Pedersen, Holder, what a clash we've got now.
Side by side on the grid. Pedersen is in yellow, Holder is in white, and Pedersen's made the start. Wonderful start from Nicky Pedersen, and now all 4 riders bunch up. Here comes Chris Holder. Oh, there's a crash at the back. Thomas Jonasson has gone down, and we're going to have to do this again unless Jonasson can get his bike back off the track.
No, he's
not. The red lights are on.
You've got to say he did try, but the bike is caught up in the air fence. Just couldn't get it away from there, and it would have been dangerous. But I tell you what, this is really getting down now to the nitty-gritty. No question, Pedersen made a terrific start initially, and then Holder came roaring round the outside. Laguta on the inside there. Jonasson just runs straight in the back of Artem Laguta and just loses control and buries himself in the air fence. We're going to have to do it again, Nigel.
Absolutely, and Thomas H. Jonasson is disqualified. clips the back wheel, gets off the bike.
Yeah.
And he's disqualified from the restart. There is a bit of damage as the bike was.
Yeah, he did try to get it up.
There. Yeah, he did. Absolutely.
It did get caught with the bottom of the air fence there. Just couldn't get it away. But Pedersen was sharp away from the tapes. But Holder, probably the fastest rider in the world this year. He was coming for him and he'd got his nose in front.
It was all happening.
It was.
No doubt about it.
They're definitely out there.
Ah, sensational. This is a World Cup final that we are going to remember for years to come.
We are. We've seen some extraordinary scenes this evening with riders not racing to the line, but I tell you what, this time, the Aussies, they've worked it out. They're right in this, and you can see the determination in Crump. Crump will be feeling cheated by Nicky Pedersen in that race where Pedersen outsmarted him, but Holder, he looks like he's fired up. There's no question about it. This is such a gladiatorial moment, Nige.
If Chris Holder wins the race and Nicky finishes second, it will be 6 points for Australia, 2 for Denmark, and the gap all of a sudden will be down to 2 points with 2 races to go. That's if Nicky finishes second.
Yeah, and you've got to say that he's sharp away from the tapes, and he will have every opportunity to do so, but it's tense times. They're having to wait.
Let's hear from Darcy Ward now, down in the pits with Chris Louis. Steve Brandon, indeed.
Darcy Ward, there's a lot of people looking at their cornflakes in Australia right now, wondering can we do this?
Yeah, we got, I think, the 2 best men that have probably ever ridden for Australia. So we know the tactics, and you know, we're pretty pumped, and we got the two boys, and they're ready for it.
I mean, it'd be a remarkable victory if you can pull it off tonight.
Yeah, it would. It's been a tough night, I think, for everyone. The Danes have been strong. We've been strong. So it's all down to 2 last races.
For you personally, how was the hand tonight?
Hand was fine. I got no complaints about it. Just haven't really been riding the bike for 3 weeks, so a bit unsteady, but I was happy with everything.
Will you get back and rev Chris up? Thanks.
Thanks.
Darcy Ward back after a broken hand. Nicky Pedersen here in yellow. Chris Holder going for the Joker. And we presume replacing Darcy Ward here as a tactical sub as well.
Absolutely. I don't think we'll see Darcy Ward again tonight. I think that Chris Holder will potentially could pick up 9 points on this run into the title here this evening. 3 races to go, so plenty of pressure. And when he talks about the 2 boys racing for Australia, it's going to be Jason Crump and Chris Holder racing in these last 3 races.
Well, we know that Speedway purists perhaps won't totally approve of what they've seen tonight, but we've got a lot of people watching for the first time tonight, and it's great entertainment here. Chris Louis is with Niels Christian Iversen.
Thanks, Nigel. I just want to get a few more views on the Joker situation. There's been a lot of talk in commentary about the situation with the Joker. What are your thoughts on it?
I think it's a rubbish rule. You know, yeah, you can have it during the meeting, but in the last 4 races, I don't think they should be able to play the Joker. You know, it can end up costing us the meeting if they play it right, and you know, it's not really fair.
It's a big race, though. You've got to defend it now. The Joker's coming out with Chris Holder, so yeah, this could be a big one.
Yeah, Nicky needs to beat him. He needs to beat him.
You want to take the pressure off for the last couple of races. You don't want this to go down to the last race.
Not really, but if it comes, then it comes.
Yeah, we do. We're looking forward to it. Thanks, Niels.
Thanks.
Nicky Pedersen in yellow, Chris Holder in white, going for double points. They're going to be side by side on the grid. That man, quite simply, has to win heat number 18, Kelvin.
Yeah, and he's more than capable of doing it. He's very fast. We've seen some big tussles between Nicky Pedersen and Chris Holder this season. Copenhagen springs to mind. There's no question about that. That was a tough night there, but this is the business end of the night. Crump, he knows that he's got a huge ride coming up. It's going to be a grandstand finish here tonight, that's for sure. Holder's got 2 rides to come. Crump will finish the night off quite lightly, but you've got to say that Nicky Pedersen, sharp away from the tapes initially, but Holder's fast.
Artem Laguta goes off the inside for Russia here. Then it's Nicky Pedersen, then it's Chris Holder. To think earlier on we were worried about getting through to 12 heats, and here we are at heat 18, and we're delighted that it has gone this far, and it's going all the way, and Russia could be on the verge, are on the verge here, of overtaking Sweden for a bronze medal here now.
Very well get amongst the medals, and that'll be a superb effort for them. Got to say that this is such tense times, everybody crossing their fingers, giving the Aussie camp. Holder, though, I'll tell you what, he's going to hunt Nicky Pedersen down if he can't get to the front initially.
Massive race coming up, heat number 18, and Holder has missed the start. It's a great one for Laguta. Holder now is going to switch up the inside. Chris Holder is coming through. Nicky Nicky Pedersen, oh, he almost got off the bike there. Holder's through to the lead. 6 points as it stands for Australia. Laguta's coming back for more. Holder has the lead as it stands. 6 points for Australia, 1 for Denmark. It would be a 5-point swing on the night, and 1 point would separate the sides with 2 heats to go.
Fabulous stuff out in front from Chris Holder. Really sharp move in the first corner. Gets himself to the front. Artem Laguta doing a grand job for the Aussies here, keeping Nicky Pedersen back in 3rd place. Laguta's got plenty of speed, looking like he's going to threaten Holder out in front. 1 lap to go. Pedersen can't get there.
Pedersen can't get the better of Laguta. What a result! We're going down to 2 heats to decide the world champions, with Denmark going to be leading by just a point. Chris Holder punches the air. He knows the significance, and Laguta hangs on to 2nd place. It's pure sporting drama. It really is a true thriller in Manila.
Fabulous stuff there. You've got to say that Artem Laguta has done a massive favour for the Australians there, keeping Nicky Pedersen at bay back in 3rd place. And I'll tell you what, the Aussies have bounced back big time after the tactics were played earlier on by Nicky Pedersen initially. Holder coming up with a terrific ride at the right time.
Holder the winner with Laguta 2nd, Pedersen was 3rd. And look at this scoreline now with 2 heats to go. Denmark 36, Australia 35, Russia 24, Sweden 22. The destination of the World Cup is going down to the last 8 laps of the tournament.
Oh, without a question about that. You can see there how much that meant to Jason Crump there. Really does respond. It's all about the first corner here from Chris Holder. Makes a poor start from gate 3, but just sweeps back to the inside. Artem Laguta makes a great fist of things, and absolutely Nicky Pedersen is sandwiched out of it down the back straight on the opening lap. Holder rides a really good race, but it's Artem Laguta that's the spoiler here. He was really quick in 2nd place and makes Nicky Pedersen work really hard, and Pedersen can't get the better of him. Holder out in front. He picks up the big 6 points. Laguta keeping Nicky Pedersen back in 3rd.
What a ride from Chris Holder. We saw last year in Gorjov where he made a mess of the tactical ride, but it's a different story this time around.
Oh, he's maturing this year. He's fast. He really means business. Pedersen there had a big smile on his face last time when he outsmarted the Jason Crump there, and he rolled the throttle off. But this time the Aussies come back charging hard. 1 point in it.